Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Series 3, Episode 3. We're looking a bit light tonight. Stats isn't with us, and then obviously we're all busy. You know, it's middle of the summer, plenty on. But I am joined very, very kindly, as ever, by the dulcet tones of our favourite Irish Italian, Mr. Carl Casco. How are you doing?
I'm all right, man. How are you doing? You okay?
Yeah, man.
Good.
Very well. Got this week off with the girls, so spending plenty of time with them. And
nice.
Yeah, swimming tomorrow. Then I'm going to take them to go up on Thursday. Bit of a mad one, to be fair. Like, I take a week off, and I'll need another week off to recover. Do you know what I mean? And we should be joined. Yeah. We should be joined by Mr. J. Cartier down there, but his cat's been standing all over his keyboard. So it was my dog last week who managed to knock the internet off. So if we do have any blackouts or anything tonight, it's usually because of the dog. And then if we've got any blackouts tonight, it's likely going to be because of Jay's cat that I've told him we should make into a David Crockett style hat. Good evening, Jay. How are you doing?
I'm all right now that I've put him downstairs, but I've had to shut the door, so if my signal cuts out, blame the cat.
So
we blame the animals for everything on this show. We might as well be fucking fans.
Hi, this is Don Matteo, and you are listening to the Ought to Know Better podcast. Let's do this.
Thank you ever so much for joining us, everybody. I know we are, as I said a minute ago, we are looking a little bit light. We're hoping Smarty might jump on when he's finished combing his hair from his arsehole. But we just never know. We just never know what's going to happen on here. But first things first, people who do follow us and watch us regularly and tweet our stuff and bits and bobs and things will know that we had a recent giveaway for a promotion season print, I think, of some sort. The winner was Jay, actually, who not you, Jay, but another Jay who tunes in regularly. Well done to Jay. And yeah, basically, the people who sponsored it and gave us it said that you can have another one for doing it to me. I was like, no, I don't want it. What we'll do, we'll have an inter-pod members competition. So what we did, at the start of the week, we all predicted the amount of goals that will be scored in the Premier League in the weekend just gone. Anyway, it turns out that Jay, believe it or not, Mr. I know fuck all about football, and Bren were tied. So I think one went 29 and one went 27, and I believe there was 28 goals in the Premier League over the round 2 fixtures. So what better way than to settle it? No, not rock, paper, scissors, not flipping a coin. We're going to have a good old-fashioned duck race. And to do that, we're going to actually share that with you live on the podcast tonight. So what we are going to do is, in a second, I'm going to go live over to Duck Racing Central.
Side bet in the chat.
If anybody wants to have a little gamble on this, you're more than welcome. We are going to go live. Somebody give me, if somebody just wants to time me a number between 10 and 25, please, in the chat. Any number between 10 and 25. That'll be the number of seconds that we're going to be racing for. Anybody, 10 and 25, any number.
It really sounds like a bingo night here.
It does, and it sounds quite natural like it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Sounds like
dinner for 2, 6 and 9.
17 from Jay.
6 to 9. Number 17, right, so we're going to go 17 seconds. Right, we're going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Bren's at the top with the glasses on, and we got the Bumblebee. We got Jay the Bumblebee.
Come on.
Here we go.
What a way to kick this off.
Come on, yeah.
Right, Bren's got you.
Come on.
Oh, no, Jay's picked up legs up.
We all know what this race is like.
No, go on, Bren.
Oh,
no,
he's going for it.
Bren's got it, man. Look at that.
What's going on? What? It's a fix.
It can't be fixed. That's how we decide everything.
I never win anything.
I'm a winner. Well done, Bren. If you're listening, you're in the group anyway. So yeah, that's the duck race over with. A little bit of fun to start tonight. Right, let's get serious.
I am serious. I'm not happy after that.
Jay, I thought you were serious until you told me last night you had size 10 feet. Now I can't take you serious at all because you're the most out of proportion person I've ever met.
Oh, mate, not only on my feet.
We've all seen that. Oh, well, actually, we won't go there. It's a family show. Right. Anyway, Saints away. You guys were due to go. Obviously, didn't because you were scared of trains and whatever else. So, but look, let's. I did Brady and Coke, so I was on there dissecting it with. It was with Gilly. So yeah, I'm not going to speak too much about it. I'll start with you, Cal. To start with them. Before the game, is that a point gained or 3 points dropped? And is that different going into the 70th minute? Is your view different, I suppose, going to the 70th minute? Would you have taken a point away based on last year's performance?
Oh, geez, based on last year's performance, any kind of positive result would have been nice. But I don't think that, it was. No, I don't think a draw was a good result with 70 minutes gone. I thought going to a back five or a defensive five absolutely shafted us. Like, when we were on the front foot, we should have just kept going. Marsh has all but admitted that he got the subs wrong, in his pre-match chat and stuff like that. So he, without saying he got it wrong, he's pretty much admitted it.
Did we get it wrong? Just on that, did we get it wrong or did they get it right? You've got to give some respect and you've got to hold your hand up. Look, they brought on Mara, they brought on Aribo, and a couple of others. I forget who exactly, but they absolutely changed the game. They had energy. We were chasing shadows when those came on initially. But I think you're right. Marsh openly admitted, look, could I have made changes a little bit earlier? Would that have, would that change the game back in our favour? But do you think it was a case of it was more our fault than theirs, or do you think hold your hand up? Actually, what's Hasenhüttl? You've actually done all right there.
Well, I think Hasenhüttl identified that they were seriously lacking in midfield and they were starting to lag. Now, we only talked about Rocca lagging against Wolves, and he was brought off at the correct time. I think until he gets up to the speed of the game properly, it's going to take him a few games. This isn't any criticism of him by any means, don't get me wrong. He played very little football at Bayern. But I think if you're looking at the way we dropped off and we had to go to a back five, that kind of, to me, that all but admitted we're holding out here, but our midfield is kind of knackered and I don't want to make changes. And I thought that was a very big kind of letdown, considering the impact the changes made against Wolves the week previous. I think it's only natural that you're a little bit annoyed with coming away with a point. I think being 2-0 up with 20 minutes to go,
Yeah, fair point. Jay, reflect on the performance. And did you like what you saw for big parts, or did we? I mean, it's probably a silly question. I talk to you every day. I know what your attitude is, but is there a lot to look forward to? Can you take a lot of positives, even though we arguably threw away 2 points in the end there? Is there enough positive? Did you take enough positives out of that performance against the Saints?
For about 70 minutes, I did, yeah. The collapse for the last sort of 20 was really worrying, to be honest. I mean, it's easy to say, oh, yeah, we'd have took a point before that. And I'm not sure if I would, because I see Saints as a team that's going to be in trouble after how they finished last season. And all the stories we're hearing about stuff going on there, people falling out, that kind of stuff, it doesn't sound very harmonious, let's say. So I expect them to be in trouble this year, and I hoped that we'd get a win there because it's early doors. I don't want to see us struggle from the beginning like we did last year, and to me it's a big opportunity lost. On the other hand, if somebody had sort of made a comeback like that last season, we'd have 100% lost the game. We wouldn't have got anything at all. So you can say there's progress there. It's a forward step. If you want to cling to some positives there. I'm disappointed. It were a tough day to play football and to play high energy in that kind of weather. That it's always going to kill you. But
And I think that's why the subs. It was so infuriating that he didn't make the subs. We could all see from our TVs that they were blowing, and you could see the gaps opening in the field, and they brought energy on, and it was a little bit frustrating for us to see. But it's a good point. It's a good. I think a good point, and the point I tried making to Gilly on Sunday after the Saturday. Did we play Saturday or Sunday? Saturday after the game. Was that Marsh looks adaptable, and he looks like if he's seen, he openly held his hands up, and he looks like he's not going to make that mistake again. I think, if I'm honest. Another thing I said to Gilly was, I don't think he's used to in that position, controlling the game 2-0 up. Since he's been here, we've always been chasing him and pushing for a winner, and it was almost a bit of a shock, I suppose, to be in that situation. But look, I said to Gilly earlier as well on Twitter. He was arguing with somebody around.
No, not Gilly.
Yeah, around the start that we've had, and it being not as good as. Sorry, he didn't say that at all. He said it's the jury's still out, sort of thing. And I said, look, the two like for like fixtures last season. We took 1 point out of those two games. We drew with Wolves at home and got played off the park at their place. It was the worst Leeds performance I've seen for a long time over at St Mary's. So, is that progress? I know it's only a small. It's only we haven't got a lot of data to be working with, but it's we've got to see it as progress, haven't we? Surely, 4 points comparison to one in the same fixtures.
Yeah. I think so. I can't not be disappointed after being in a 2-0 up position. Do you know what I mean?
I'm with you. And
bigger picture, it's progress.
Yeah. Lots to look forward to.
Do you think what, like you were saying, like it was out of our comfort zone, nearly being 2-0 up because we're always chasing the games under Marsh? Do you think he kind of maybe thought, look, I don't want to start making subs now; it might ruin the rhythm of a team that's 2-0
exactly
up?
That.
Do you think was
exactly
that?
I know it's completely different to actual real football, but like when I'm playing Footy Manager, sometimes you'll have a player, your team will be like, most of them will be shit, and you'll have one player who's getting a really good rating, but he'll be dead, and it's like, even though he's dead because he's playing way better than everybody else, and then you flog him to death. And I guess it's like that, in real life. Sometimes it's like you might not want to take somebody off because they're maybe doing better than the players around them.
They were blowing though. It was obvious to us. It was obvious to us, weren't it, that they were blowing? You could see the gaps opening up. Somebody's already mentioned it. Harrison had given it his all. He was absolutely fucked. Excuse me. I'm drinking Tiger Beer tonight. What are we all on?
Oh, I'm just on
a pint of vodka and Coke in a pink cup.
Nice. But yeah, it's look. I'm quite half glass full, and although I'm absolutely fuming we didn't take 3 points at St Mary's, given the great start we had to the second half, we're still in 6th position in the league. We 2 games in, we've arguably beaten and drawn with 2 shit teams that are around about our level. One at home and one away from home. So if that's any measurable, then we should be all right for the season. But let's just touch upon that. Expand upon that and go over what do we all?
No better predictions.
And this is with you, Carl, I think, this week, in Gilly's absence.
This is with me in Gilly's absence. There's not a lot really to report, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. The fans are moving joint top, where they're the only ones picked up points. So, again, well done, the fans.
Is that Alison and Marty as well?
Yeah, they got it in last week. I think. Yeah. So, Jason avoided a -5, but is still on 4 adrift at the bottom of the table. So the table looks like Jay on top with 5, Smarty, Stats, fans are all on 5. Just Joe's 3, Bren, Gilly, myself, yourself, Luke, Simon, LUTV, Scotty, Big Lou are all on 2 points, and Jason's on -2. So he's not actually all that bad just at the moment.
No, 4 points adrift. 4 points adrift.
Yeah, it's compared to where he was last year, you know what I mean. So he can take a bit of happiness out of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how it's looking now at the moment. We'll go to the fans for now prediction later on. Don't type in with a prediction yet. It's not fair.
Not yet.
We'll
Not
do it
to
later.
us. Not to us. Just really quickly then. You've probably seen my tweet earlier about team of the week, Premiership team of the week, and and funnily enough, the only people who got in are the only people that weren't playing in position, apparently, in Rodrigo and Struik. So I mean, we are going to talk about this in a bit more detail later. But what I want to just, I suppose, say is, did they do as bad as we expected? Which is almost sounds daft me asking it when they got into the team of the week and their backup left back and striker. But where do we stand? Where do you guys stand on backups? And is Struik good enough to be our backup left back and centre back?
I think Struik is doing a job in a position that is totally alien to him. And at the moment, I think he's really all we've got. I saw someone saying that maybe give Drama a run out in the cup in at left back just to see what he's like. Mm-hmm. Honestly, look, we've got a left-footed player playing at left back. I know he's a centre back, but you know, we're always crying out for play of left footer at left back. You know, he's doing a job. It's not the worst job in the world at all. Like, and he got in the team of the week, so can't be doing all that bad. And as far as Rodrigo goes, man, his first finish was absolutely sublime. Like,
where's Rodrigo's best position? Where's his best position?
Up top. Up top. Yeah, just up top. Like up
top.
I think so. Does that then give us an argument that we've actually got three proper strikers?
If he's going to be used, then yeah.
Yeah, I would say that.
I would as well. But I think after that second half performance, and especially his first half performance when he started in the 10, I use inverted commas there, but he was poor. The first half, he went missing. He a lot of loose balls. He's not a midfielder. He hasn't got the engine. He looks like he's running in quicksand.
Let's be honest. His best run of form for any kind of prolonged period for us has always been when he played up front at the tail end of the season.
Did he get 2 against Burnley?
Yeah, he got 2 against Burnley. He got 1 against Spurs. He got another couple before it. And you're kind of looking, going, right, okay, there's a goal scorer there. Why not play him as a striker? We're missing Bamford. We've got players who can play in the 10 role. Put him up front. I don't see the issue that his best runs of form for us are when he's actually playing up front.
It's annoying because if he does get put up front and he plays a game or two and he doesn't score, then everyone lays into him again and starts saying, "No, he's not the answer. He's no good." All strikers have runs of games where they don't score. You can't hold that as the bar as that's it. You have 1-2 games where you don't score, that's it, you're out. I think you have to commit to giving someone a run.
Look how much confidence we had to put in Paddy. You know, he couldn't hit a barn door with a fucking shoe, could he? You know, for a long time, and the fans got on his back, and he even cupped the south stand, didn't he, when he scored? After that,
but even in our first year in the Premier League, he went a 7-game. I think it was a 6 or 7 game without
still ended up with
scoring.
17.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so no one got on his back when he went a couple of games without scoring. It's just Rodrigo didn't get the opportunity up front that season when we were playing sublime football. Like, and when he did get his chance, he was there.
When you've got other players that people like Joffrey and Bamford, you know, you're going to get a harder time. You're not going to get cut as much slack. You're not going to get the opportunity. So if you
then let me put games. No, I'm not going to put this to you. Actually, I'm going to save this for the poll because I know what won the poll. I'm not going to put this to you. I'm not going to put.
Who's joining us now?
I think Smart has joined us actually.
Oh, right.
Good evening.
Oh, well, hello.
There he is.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, your hair grows fast, Smart. It's nearly back.
Should see my ass here, mate.
That's where he's coming it from.
Yeah. Black church bell ropes.
How are we doing, mate? All right.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, good. Thanks for joining. We're just actually talking about. We finished up on Saints. We're just talking about Rodrigo and Struik making team of the week, and whether Rodrigo should be considered as a backup striker rather than a 10. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to utilise him while we can, while he's in the form that he is. Anyway, definitely. Yeah. I think he's played really well, and we saw bits of it in his at the end of the first season. back in the Premier League. We saw bits of it, goals against Burnley and a few other bits and bobs spring to mind. Obviously, it's one of them in it last season. They were all shite, weren't they, really? They were all below par, really.
Yeah.
But no, I'd definitely give him. If we didn't end up signing the striker, and obviously Joffrey and Bamford are still out, then Rodrigo 100%, definitely.
I was just saying,
We'll come on to
Smarty,
that.
like, people get onto his back if he has a couple of games where he doesn't score when he does get a run up front. But we were just saying all strikers do have runs of games where they don't score, and you can't just jump straight on someone because they've had 2 games without a goal, which is what's happened when he has had a chance.
It's the Leeds way, though, isn't it? It's the Leeds way.
Yeah, of course it is.
As a fan base, we are overly critical of everything.
Disaster.
Like,
Do you know what?
I'm pretty sure we are the worst fans in terms of that in anywhere. We're also the best fans as well, though. Do you know what I mean? Most
Yeah, the
fans
expectations are just so high.
Maybe it's because we care so much.
Yeah,
maybe because we care so much. Right.
I was
anyway,
slagging them up like fucking stands on against Wolves as well. And then he scored.
Who was that?
Rodrigo.
Fucking hell, Rodrigo, what are you doing? Bosh.
Get him off!
Gosh.
Fucking get it! So, yeah, there you go.
Right, fly through a few of these. We're going to fly through a few of these comments, and then we're going to go straight into the poll with Mr. J. Carter. Good evening. He can do it
unless you want to take it back over.
Nah, you do it, mate. You crack on.
All right.
What's your opinion, though, Schmerz, isn't it?
Evening, Liam. Duck race sounds like Scumchester's defence. Bren won by a nose, correct. J. Michaels, I'm sure this is in response to us running a duck race as the intro tonight. Bremner's Ghost, spot on, Jay Baggins. 2 points dropped, Jay Michaels says, but would have taken a point to begin with. Look, I think that's the general consensus based on last season's performance there. We were shit. Going into the game, we all, as a podcast, as a group, predicted a win, which shows the confidence that we had, I think, off the back of beating Wolves. In a nutshell, the substitutions won us the game the first week and then arguably lost us the game the second week. So, lost us 2 points the second week. Harrison was blowing. Oh, balls, did I miss the duck race? Yeah, mate, sorry about that. You'll have to get back
did
in
win
the
the duck race?
Bren won it by a nose.
Yeah, literally.
Last Saturday, 3 p.m. kickoff until after the World Cup.
Yeah.
It's mad,
That one was, yeah, I know, yeah.
See them on the Sunday games we have now.
Jay's drinking whiskey neat. Brenda's Ghost, ecstatic to see Rodrigo in the right place at the right time to poach Pascal's goal. I said that at the time. Look, any good forward, a striker is not letting that down to chance, leaving that down to chance.
Oh, yeah. You're getting on the end of that.
Right.
Carl, evening, mate. Struijk is a good player. Don't think he's mobile enough for left back. No, I don't think he is. I think, though, one thing worth noting is when Firpo is back, we're going to have we're going to have a much better option going forward. But what we will miss is Struijk. I know he's not, his defensive positioning isn't great at left back, but he doesn't miss many tackles and headers. So we will miss that. Obviously, the aerial threat from a corner, which led to the second at the weekend as well. Carl as well, Spanish number 9, on about Rodrigo, I think. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think this is Gilly. Is Gilly typing on the
Must be, yeah.
Tonight?
Must be,
yeah.
yeah.
Not convinced he had the athleticism to play 9 for Bielsa. Different in this formation. Interesting, and I probably agree with that.
Yeah,
I think.
Good point.
I don't think they're expected to press as high and as hard as what they did under Bielsa from the front. And they sort of manage. I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but they sort of manage when they press, and it's when one of them goes, all of them go, and it doesn't matter which player it is. It's triggered, and then you'll just see a sort of a swarm, if you like.
Yeah.
Effect.
It's like we press in zones now rather than in a
usually when the ball's in the right back or left back position. If you watch, it's usually when they have the possession in the right back.
Try and force them to make a mistake.
We press the space. We don't actually press the man on the ball. We kind of force the error, which is interesting way to go about it.
Yeah. Is he a utensil player? Who would we on about here?
Must be Rodrigo.
Or Struijk, maybe.
A Struijk,
yeah. Dallas at left back when he's fit. Interesting. I mean, obviously
Can't count on that this year.
You can't count. Yeah, but you can't count him out either based on his current, his previous.
Well, he probably will do because Firpo will end up injured week after he comes back anyway. So
Firpo will come back for a week and be out again for a month each time.
Yeah.
Thank you ever so much for your comments so far. Do keep them coming in. We're going to go to Mr. J. Carter, who's poached the poll off of Smarty this week.
Yes.
Twitter poll results.
It were kind of thrust upon me, but
Time to shine, James.
Yes.
I do my best, mate. I do my best. Big shoes to fill, but I'll try.
Not as big as a size 10, mate, in a 5'4" lad.
Good job I'm taller than that, eh? So each week
5'4".
we ask the listeners to choose the main subject for the pod, and we have a poll with 4 options usually. So this week we had, now do we get a new striker? Do we want a decent cup run? Matteo Joseph, or Matteo Joseph, I said, for the first team. Have we honoured our former managers in the right way? And the winner of the poll, with a whopping 48%, Strike It Lucky. Now do we get a new striker? And since I've had to read this out on your behalf, Smarty, I'll send this to you first. What are you saying?
Yeah.
Good man.
I love it when someone else does that. It's not just me that gets that.
Yeah, no, it's your fault anyway. It's bloody years old, is that gag? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I mean, we could rely on Rodrigo. We could potentially hope that, Bamford hits the ground running when he's returned from his latest injury. And, we could sort of hope that Gellert gets enough opportunities. But really, we want someone in there, in the mix, competing for a place. Whether Marsh uses Rodrigo as his favourite striker, in next in line to Bamford, I suppose he's going to be seen to be believed in it. I suppose we'll see over the next couple of weeks, but I think for the sake of, you can throw bloody money all over the place. 10, 15 million. Shadams has been rumoured. A couple of other bits and bobs. Is it going to hurt anyone? A friendly bit of competition, who knows? I mean, it's no the kettle chips or whatever it is. We were willing to spend up to 40 million on him, so 10, 15 million on a player. It's not going to hurt anyone, I don't think. But who knows? I'm not a football coach. I'm just a dickhead on a pod.
So, if we were willing to spend that kind of money on CDK, I'm going to call him because my history with names.
Glad we're not spending it on Moon Pie anyway.
Yeah, Moon Pie. Would you spend that money on Ollie Watkins?
Yeah.
No.
Not 35. But I'd spend 20.
They paid 33 for him, and they're not going to make a loss on him when he's on the England fringes. He's not. He's the English tax on it, innit? Do you know what I mean? He's not worth that. He's not. Let's be honest. Yeah. He's not worth double Rafinha, is it? What we paid for Rafinha?
No.
Do you know what I mean? He's not worth. He's not worth that. And this has been my long. It's probably gone on for a couple of weeks now. My argument around getting a striker is, absolutely, I would love a striker. But if we're bringing in a striker, I want a world-class striker that's going to be ahead of Bamford. I don't want somebody like a Shadams or a Moonpie or anybody at that level. Anybody that's going to come in just to fill a gap, just in case Bamford's out, which is going to then hinder Joffrey's progression. Not only that, we've actually got Rodrigo, who was Spain's number 9, who's shown he can do a job there as well. So we'd actually have 4 options, and that would push Gellert arguably back to either 3rd or 4th option. That's not the only reason. If we're investing, whether you say it's only 10 or 15 million quid, that's half or almost half of what we're going to pay for De Kettle. That's 10 million, 15 million out of the next transfer kitty. Or if we identify a world-class player that can play up front, we've just spent 10 million.
Absolutely right. You're absolutely, but it's ifs and maybes again, isn't it? It's if
no, of course it is.
And if this and if that, and for circa 10 or 15 million to have a proper cover as a striking option.
Do you not class Gellert and Rodrigo as proper cover?
Yeah, I do. And like I say, if worse came to worse and we've got Rodrigo, then that's fine. But I would like, that aside, I would like to see someone who was brought in as another striking option to maybe mix it up and give the other guys a battle for their starting position. I don't think Gellart's going to knock Bamford off if he's fit, as much as we all love him and all that sort of stuff. So there's got to be someone else there as well as a bit of a presence to battle. I
completely agree. As a Leeds fan, I want us to have a strong squad, and I want us to compete, and I want us to have the best available 11 every week. What I don't want is for us to have 4 strikers. We only play 1. Imagine they all get fit, and then we identify another target that's going to improve us in Bamford, meaning we'll have to move one of those on.
But really, You could class it as having 3, couldn't you? Because you could put Rodrigo back into his 10 position or
shit
whatever
at
he's
10.
been playing.
He's
Yeah,
shit
but
at 10.
Marsh likes him there, so
I
you
think
could
the
put
whole
him there.
thing, the whole thing depends on Marsh's plans for Rodrigo, doesn't
Well,
it?
that's it.
If he's going to be the backup striker, then he can't be playing at the 10. He should be on the bench waiting to come on if needed, or to try and change a game, or playing up front, whichever. But he shouldn't be in the 10. You can't have him as the backup striker, but still be playing him in the 10.
Jay, he started at 10 at the weekend and then moved
No, I
to 9
know.
and scored 2 goals.
No, I know. I'm saying that as a long-term thing. I'm not saying you can't do that in a game now and then. I'm saying if he's going to be the other option, I don't want him spending half the game getting knackered playing in the 10, then being asked to go up front. Yeah, it worked this time, but I'd like him as...
It's not going to work against good sides. No, I completely appreciate that. I completely understand. I don't expect Rodrigo to score 2 goals every week. That is not what I'm saying.
I don't want him gassed by the time he goes up front. You know, I'd rather have him waiting to come on as an impact player.
No, absolutely. What my argument and where I'm coming from is I don't want us to waste money and salary and wages and have somebody sitting there rotting pretty much. If somebody's going to come in...
I agree with that. I said pretty much the same about Adams.
Is Shea Adams better than Joffrey?
No.
I'm not sure.
So Shea... I'm using Shea Adams as an example. Yeah, I'd rather see Joffrey play for us than Shea Adams. So in theory, then, you'd be signing a fourth choice striker behind Paddy, behind
Rodrigo.
Joffrey, behind Rodrigo potentially. So you'd be just for peace of mind of 10, 15 million quid. That's not what we're about. If we're going to progress and move forward, we don't want to be wasted. No resale value probably as well. So we're not going to make us money back, and we'd have to shift one of those to bring in a world-class striker once we've identified one. I think we just need to be, and I completely see where people are coming from. I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I'm not saying what I'm saying is right or wrong. I'm saying what the club needs to do and is actually progresses. We don't want to stand still. As a club and as fans, we want to move forward. So Carl mentioned 3 there who you just flashed up, Smarty. I've missed it now. It's gone. Roger, Terrier, Gakpo. Yeah, all of those would improve our starting 11 because they would arguably be better than Bamford once they've learnt the system and everything. I'm all for that.
The thing is, you don't want to be putting too much. I know that in the past that players have come through at 16, 17, 18. Your Michael Owens, your bloody Scum Rooney's, your Milners, all them sort of players have come through, but they were at a different time then. Is it too much to put on a young player at this, in this age when there's social media and people can directly attack him saying, good, this, that, and the other? It's different times now. So is it too much too soon for Rodrigo, for Joffrey to be, considered a permanent, striking option? Probably,
Yeah, I don't think.
So you've got to consider that as well.
I get that point as well, but I was kind of worried when we were looking at that young fella from Paris Saint-Germain. He was only 20 as well. So if you're kind of looking at a striker like that to come in as a back, like we were essentially buying him as a backup striker. If you're looking at the likes of that, don't buy someone like that because that's going to hinder Joffrey's progress down the line because you're essentially starting a player the same age as him over him, where you've kind of gone, you're an option off the bench, and now all of a sudden you're down the pecking order because we've got this same player at the same age.
I'm sure that, Yeah, I completely agree. Now, Callum Window would probably rival Paddy now. I mean, he's a special player.
I think so.
I'm not saying Joffrey isn't, but I'm sure the club have considered this with their targets and even potentially, as somebody said to me a couple of times this week, that Joffrey actually might fit the 10 spot probably better than what he does the 9 because he's quite slight in terms of a number 9. So look, there's a lot of options out there. I think we just need to be sensible about it, and I don't think we just go buy somebody as a 4th choice striker just because we need to spend 10 or 15 million quid just to keep a couple of fans happy. I want them to be. I'd rather they go after a CDK and put a bid in for somebody who's going to be world class potentially in a few years and spend 40 million on them. So that's where we are. I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion. We are light in the striker. There's no doubt about it. But when you look at the other clubs in the Premier League, we're not. City have got 2 recognised centre forwards in Haaland and Alvarez. Arsenal have got Jesus and bloody Nketiah. Everton have got Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who was out till middle of next year, and Rondon. Chelsea have Broja. He's their only recognised striker. I'd
rather our chances, really.
Newcastle have got Wilson and Wood. You know, we're not actually that bad in comparison.
No, that's true.
When you put it
fair
like
enough.
that, man, that like there's a lot of teams you're talking about there that could potentially be around us as well who are light in the striker department. So
I think West Ham have only got Antonio and is it Scamaccia or whatever his name is, the new signing, the Italian fella.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Go on, Carl, tell us who it is, mate. You're the Italian here.
Which club has he gone to again?
West Ham, Scamaccia, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a clue.
I got a fucking clue, was it?
I've not fucking even know the sign.
Scooby-Doo.
Scaramanca, he'll be calling him.
Scalawana Chris Waddle, like?
Well, like, like.
I miss the old days when you didn't know whether Roof or Bamford were going to start. Do you know what I mean? When you had two strikers who were on like an equal footing.
Take Roof back.
I'm not sure he's up to it now, but I miss that where you didn't know who it was going to be. They were on an equal footing. I miss that competition element of it.
I quite liked
I
Roof
miss
though
the
because
days
he
when
could
we
play
used to see
behind.
Steve Morrison fucking turning out for Leeds.
When we swapped him for fucking Becchio. Was it
Oh,
straight swap as
yeah.
well? Please don't tell me it
It's
was.
the
Yeah,
biggest
yeah.
fucking brain
Right.
fart we've ever had. Like, Becchio was on a
Right,
hot
then.
streak that season as well. Like,
But Warnock
One
said
half,
Morrison
yeah.
were going to go on to become a Leeds legend. So, you know,
a legend
Morrison
of the
can't even
sh-
spell his name right.
most legendary for taking a shot on it going to corner flag.
Yeah. Christ.
Couple more comments quickly. Bamford, in my opinion, is one challenge we have 6 months out again. We should be tagging a starter up top. Yeah, pretty much what we've just
That's
said.
the problem, isn't it?
Oh, sweet. Heavy rain is finally falling in Wakey. Relief. Thanks
Okay.
for that, Michael Fish.
Thanks.
Jesse also likes an option for 2 up front. Good point, this, meaning even with everybody fit, there's really only one striking option. And realistically, how many games will they all be fit for? I mean, you could say that about any position, really. But yeah, fair point, Gilly. Stop logging in on the pod account, though.
Yeah,
the
Gilly.
thing is,
Who's your owner?
the thing is, Joffrey is injury prone. See, I think this is a bit of a myth. He's only had 2 injuries. This is his 3rd injury since he's been with us. He had a dead leg. He did his ankle very early on when he started with us, and then had a knee injury on the back of recovery. I think he played 1 game back in the first team and then played for the 23s. He played 20 minutes for the first team and did his knee or his leg, something in his leg, and then he's got this dead leg. So he's actually only had 3 injuries since he's been with us in the 23s.
How come the club's not said anything about that?
Well, we don't even know he's injured yet, do we? Nobody
Disappeared, hasn't he? And no one said, oh, like he never existed. We've all imagined him.
Figment of our imagination.
None here in Ireland. Rain, I'm guessing. Yeah,
Rain,
Gakpo could play away across the front line. Would be
Fucking
great. What about
about
the young
rain.
Italian lad we were linked with? Who's this young Italian lad we were linked with?
Was that
He's
Gnotto or whatever?
a
Gal?
20-year-old. He made his debut.
You're the Italian correspondent.
It's actually
Come on.
no.
Reporting
Yeah.
live from Calgary.
He actually played in the playoff game. Came on with about 20 minutes to go, where we didn't beat Macedonia, which was fun.
Oh, is this Gakpo?
No,
Not
Gakpo.
Gakpo.
It's called
Gnotto.
Gnotto or Gnonto.
Gnonto,
That's
that's
the one,
him, yeah.
That's the one.
£5 million, absolute bargain.
Oh,
If we
for
get
that,
him, by
yeah.
the way.
But
think
there's a
he-
lot of talk like he's always for the future, and everyone's kind of like, oh yeah, we don't need the future, we need it now. And I'm like, fucking hell. Right, okay.
Correct, Smarty. We should be tagging it as a starter. Yeah, that might get banned for focus again. It's a win-win.
Luke, do you
Looking
think
forward to
there's
Chelsea. Go on,
do
sorry.
you think there's any possibility the club are looking at Joseph as a potential backup with the scoring streak he's having in the 21?
Hey, he's playing well, isn't he? You look at Greenwood and Joffrey's performances for the 23s as it was then, now
Yeah.
the 21s, and it's hard to argue that he's not doing much wrong. But I mean,
If you're in shit, you won't bet against putting him in.
a lot of
would you?
expectation on a young player in it, and it goes back to
Oh,
actually,
yeah,
you know, breeding these players and breaking them in, so to speak.
Yeah.
Breaking these young kids in, so to speak. Jay, you probably
All right,
so.
mate, yeah.
But we've also got, like, don't forget, we've also got Perkins that we signed from West Ham.
Sonny Perkins,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sonny Perkins, you know what I
He's
mean?
playing
And
well as well.
meant
He's
to
had a
be-
few goals.
Yeah, he's meant to be doing all right so far. Like, so could be an issue that we've spent 25 minutes of the pod talking about that we don't actually need to fill.
I mean, yeah, we don't have an established person, but if we've got
Yeah.
people that can do the job, then, you know.
Yeah, why not?
Looking forward to Chelsea new now tin pot Tommy Tucci. is going to be sat in the West Stand. Hope he gets properly abused.
Oh man,
Can't wait.
He'll probably lose his fucking rag again if he does, won't he?
I'm gonna throw a pucker pie over and just hope for the best. One of them bolted, it's like an house brick.
Yeah.
Could be the difference in relegation dogfight and mid-table safety. Alison seems to think. Are you talking about a recognised striker, anyone, or are you talking about a first team challenging, should be leading the line and starting most games?
I think just having a recognised one, maybe.
Hjelde should be able to cover left back. Should be.
He's a centre back as well.
Yeah, he's a left foot centre back.
Yeah.
Ollie Morrison, that is a legend in Yorkshire, is Sir Ken. With Chelsea smashing the checkbook over, do you think we go for Pulisic after we played them on Sunday loan? This is really interesting because I said it earlier, didn't I? I know, in fact, I said a few days ago, I wouldn't be surprised if the club have got something really fishy going on, like, and just keeping it really quiet. I wouldn't also be surprised if they've got fuck all going on and they're all but
they won't tell you that they'd loaned him. They'd tell you that they'd signed him on a permanent transfer.
Oh, I was going to come on to this in a second. But absolutely be all over that, Carl. I would. Pulisic, he's different. He would. I mean, he's brilliant. He don't get enough game time at Chelsea. World Cup coming up. They're signing Gordon. They're signing Gordon potentially as well.
It's very good.
We'd have a midfield three of the US national team midfield, essentially.
We'd have to sing Stars and Stripes before every game, wouldn't we?
Fucking hell, yeah. We'd end up with Peacock being replaced with a fucking eagle.
There were people in South Stand chanting USA. I mean, fucking come on.
What Smarty won't tell you is he would dress like Apollo Creed when he comes in to fight. With fucking hat and shorts.
Living in America.
Party Boys is more my style.
Pulisic sounds like a brand of deep heat. We signed him. His name will probably be Paul Asiki. Fair point. Sort of fits with the American thing. He isn't happy. We will.
Let's skip by that.
Non-total for full Carter's one international goal. Scored 11 last season from the wing. Definitely the striker. Throw a Bovril from me. First team. What about loan options?
There you go. Yeah,
we don't talk
definitely
about
a striker
loans.
and a left back. Sarr keeps getting a mention. Look, I'd take Sarr. I don't think he's right, but I think he'd be.
Somebody else is in for him now.
Phil A poo-pooed that.
Did he?
Yeah, I think he did. Phil A also don't want James playing as a false nine. Ellen Road, the scrum judge, right? Oh, can you see? Yeah, cool. But yeah, just on Phil A, he also didn't tell us that Dan Moylan was going to tell us that Mr. Adams was only here on loan. What do we make of this? Like, this is completely off-piece. This is just based on the Twitter meltdown that was last night. What do we all make of this? Dan Moylan pissed up on a beach somewhere from the square ball, absolutely steaming, starts chatting on Wacko of all fucking places.
Is that why he did it?
Yeah, really. And Wacko said that actually Tyler Adams is only here on loan, and we're in. I mean, to me, it makes no odds. He's our player, but there's just so many differentials as to why I don't think it's happened. I mean, he's from Red Bull Leipzig. Yeah, we'll have him now and we'll pay you later. After the JKA saga, come off it, man.
Yeah, it all seems a little bit.
He's come out and said in a reply to somebody that it took out of context and it wasn't serious. So
but why would you say it?
It's just
because it's the morning after, and usually people regret things that they've said publicly.
For about 2 or 3 hours, though, it was like a total fucking meltdown in that thread on Twitter, wasn't it? It was just people were just going mad. That one guy was proper leading the charge. The guy who posted it.
I was glad to have my Twitter account back at that point. Like that.
Was this on Facebook or was it on Twitter or something?
On Twitter.
He put it on Twitter. So somebody found it. Some pessimistic Leeds fan who was probably palled up with Jay somewhere. They probably share a tent on the weekend. And just discuss how shit Leeds are and how wank the club's running that.
I don't say
he found this post on Wacko and decided to tweet it last night, and everybody was everyone was like, "Oh my god, it might be true. Oh my god, we've just seen. Oh my god, it doesn't actually say we've signed it. It just says undisclosed fee," and everyone was going a bit mad and whatever else. But does it really make all that difference? Because if it's stage payments anyway, it's £3.4 million a year that we pay for him.
We've got him from Bright House.
We have.
Got him on Never Never.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, more than like you say, Jay's come out and said it was a little bit of like I don't know the exact words. I haven't seen the tweet. I've just heard what people have been telling me, but yeah, it's just a bit something or nothing. I mean, we would argue about anything, wouldn't we, as Leeds fans?
Yeah.
I think.
That's the thing, innit? There's that many bloody miserable bastards that literally strum one out as soon as they see a little bit of negativity going across the. I mean, I completely avoid Facebook. I can't stand the chuffing platform anyway. But you know, Twitter. As soon as someone latches onto a little bit of negative news or whatever, it's like a fucking firefight, innit?
It's like a zoo.
I don't know if he's actually saying it's not true. What he said is, this has been stripped of any context and blown out of all proportion. And he's put a laughing face. Thought it affected the number of loans we were allowed. Realised I was wrong, so deleted. I thought the idea of it was funny though. Otherwise, it's just a canny piece of accounting. No confidence is breached. And then he's put something like, people getting outraged about absolutely nothing. If it's even true, it's hilarious and good on Leeds. So I don't know if he's saying that it might be true.
He doesn't know for definite is what he's saying, is it? It sounds like it's an opinion.
It's hard to make out, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's all been blown out of proportion. I don't want to spend any more time talking about that, to be honest. What we will do is we'll move on to Sunday's game that we will all be in attendance, all relatively close to one another. I'm in FA2 with.
Hopefully not.
Well, not that close because, yeah.
You just come and stand next to us, man. You'd be grand.
Yeah.
Grand.
Pool and cheese wedge.
It's fucking acing wedge, mate.
It's acing wedge.
Fucking
acing wedge, mate.
It is.
Right then, come on then, Chelsea. How's it going to go then at the weekend, Jay? Come on, let's say the most negative spin first, and then we can all build everyone up a bit.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, obviously, it's Chelsea. We love playing them because we hate them, and we seem to struggle quite often against the fuckers with a team of superstars. Even though they seem to be like the most average team of the top teams, if you know what I mean. But yeah, obviously, I'm going for a 2-0 Leeds win. I mean, what else am I going to go for?
We're not doing the predictions yet.
They're in turmoil.
Have you not just talk about the game?
Oh, I don't know about the game. It hasn't happened yet.
What do you expect to happen apart from 2 goals for each team?
Well, I just...
One team, sorry.
For one team, yeah. I think it's going to be interesting because Tuchel's going to be in the stand getting egged and pied and all kinds of shit going on. Obviously, as we've now seen, he doesn't have the most cool head on him, does he? That's why it'll get chucked at him, mate. It's not good food at Leeds. That fucking pizza I had that were like a fucking manhole cover. You know what I mean? I'd rather have licked a manhole cover in the end, but
straight from the ovens of Chernobyl reactor.
Your breath smells like it. Your breath smells like you've been tonguing manhole covers.
That was good for you, Luke. I mean, I just it'll be a tough game. I think it's just I can't really predict how it's going to go. I think it's going to be a lot of defending, try to catch them on the break, and Marshall probably keep us compact and narrow again, but we'll see. I think it's a good time to play them because all the shit going on around them, probably as good as we're going to get all season. So yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll have a good go at them. Hopefully we'll have a decent set of fit players, and hopefully we'll get a result. It's just going to be probably a bit like Dunkirk at the back at times.
Carl, where do you see us struggling at the weekend? Apart from everywhere.
On the
I'll try and be a little bit positive about it. I think the only place all over the park. But when we get that push forward and we just get caught with the ball over the top, that's my one worry with the players that Chelsea have at the moment. Like they've got your man from Brighton.
Cucurella.
That's the Cucaracha.
That was what was going to come out of my mouth. I'm not going to lie. I think with him overlapping and bombing down the wing, it's going to be very, very dangerous. Like whoever's playing either left or right back is going to have to be very, very much on their game. I'd like to see us sit a little bit deeper, playing a back four, and maybe just play with a bit of width, because they've got a strong centre mid, and if they play Kante and we lose the ball to either Jorginho or we lose it to Kante, that's us fucked. They're going to spread it wide straight away, and it's going to catch us. So I'd like to see us play a little bit deeper. We seem to have a lot of pace on the counter attack, which seems to be, the way we're going at the moment. So if we can utilise that while sitting a little bit deeper, I know it goes against what Marsh wants, sitting on the halfway line and all that. But as long as he doesn't go with a back five and just plays a bit more cautious with the back four, I think we'll be all right. I think
could really pester them.
Yeah, I think I think Aronson is going to give either Jorginho or Kante a torrid time. Because his energy is going to be horrible. Like,
yeah. Absolutely.
Was it the home fixture last season when Dan James got sent off for that challenge on Kovacic early on?
Yeah. Well,
that's towards late on in the season.
That's what he's serving his. That's what he served his game ban for. 3-game ban for.
Like a steam train, didn't it? Bless him.
Yeah. Great challenge. Absolutely loved it.
Here it is.
Smarty then. Where do you think we might get some? Where can we break Chelsea down? I mean, obviously started quite well this season. Look a good side. Probably should have beat Spurs at the weekend. Realistically, should have had a penalty with the thingy. Put Romero pulling Cucurella's hair and pulling him to the ground at every opportunity. But where do you feel we might get any success?
I think that, if we stick to his guns and play the high press and like, we've said, press in those high areas and do the zonal, I think under enough pressure, any team will crack. And Chelsea like to keep hold of the ball. They're quite possession based, aren't they? So it's going to be difficult to do so. They're a master of the craft, so to speak. So it's going to be an interesting one. It'll be an interesting fight between Tyler Adams-Rocker and Kante in the middle of the park. I'm looking forward to see how...
Kante's not playing, mate. He's got a knock.
Oh, is he not?
Oh.
Looking forward to see how that worked out.
Yeah.
But never mind. I think our, like Jay said, I think they'll push onto the wings. I think our left and right backs need to make sure they put plenty of toilet roll in the fridge, because we're going to get butt fucked on the wings. But yeah, I think if we keep our heads, keep the press, and like I said, Marsh is definitely one to adapt his style, adapt his formations and stuff, depending on what the opposition is. So, it's not like, Bielsa style, we're going to play it this way, and if it don't work, then that's us fucked. So it'll be interesting, and it'll be his first proper test. Not that, Southampton and Wolves are shite teams, but, this is the first of the big wigs. Then, I'm looking forward to it. I think last year I'd have probably been shitting myself, but yeah, I am actually quite...
It's going to be a good. It's going to be a good measuring point in it as to how far we've come, I suppose, and where we are as a squad, and as a team this season. Just trying to find some stats and stuff. The only ones I can find are bookies stats now. We're 19-4 to win. However, when we've ever been 19-4 to win before, we've only won 1% of those games as a club.
Wow, excellent. Looking forward to
100. So basically, we've got a 1 in 100 chance, but the odds are only 19-4. So yeah, I think I expect it to be a torrid afternoon. I said after watching us against Wolves, where we beat them, and the style of football that we're playing, we will take some hidings this year. Is this going to be the first of them? I don't think so. I think if we were playing away, I could probably imagine it, but I think obviously Ellen Road, we know what Ellen Road's like, and everybody wants to win, and the players do seem to play that bit better at Ellen Road. Yeah. It goes without saying. So yeah, I think we'll be beaten. I do, but I think it'll be a great opportunity to measure. I think we'll really struggle with Reece James on the right against Struijk. I think he'll cause him all sorts of trouble.
Is Mount playing?
Good question.
Guarantee that fucker will score if he is, won't he?
Horrible little rathead. But yeah, look, I just hope we don't. Well, I know we will. If we get beat, the world's going to end. Why didn't we sign a striker? Why didn't we sign a left back? I think Reece James will have a lot of success down our left back because Struick's positioning is awful, and as a left back because he's not a left back, and yeah, Reece James isn't. He's really really good at the right back position, and he's
Sterling playing on right for them.
He's playing centrally as like a false nine. Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
Definitely fancy Adams against him though, 100%.
Yeah,
I think our boys will do the business in the middle. I think he's just on the wings where we'll get absolutely torn to shreds.
I do. I think in the middle we'll probably match him, especially if our Aronson starts centrally and Rodrigo starts up top. I think that's probably my favourite start with either Sinisterra and Dan James starting on one wing and Harrison on the other. And then you've got Rocker and Adams in the middle. Does Cooper start this weekend?
Nah.
Yeah. If he's fit, then yeah. Fuck off, Jay.
Jay back to me. Yeah, you beat me to it.
I just don't see him walking straight back in. I think Marsh likes Cock and Laurenti. I don't think that he'll just put him straight back in.
There's all sorts of things wrong with that sentence. But
mate, there might be, but it's just what I think will happen. I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
Did you sorry, just say that again, Jay. You think regardless of Cooper's fitness, we're going to go with those two until there's a reason not to?
I think for now we will. As far as fitness goes, he's not going to be match fit, is he? He might be fit, but not match fit.
He hasn't had any pre-season, has he, really?
No, that's what I mean. And that's why I don't see him being chucked.
Yeah, but surely, if you're available for selection, then the manager deems you fit enough. If you're not fit enough, then you're not going to be, available for selection.
You might only be fit enough for a certain amount of time. You might not be fit enough.
He didn't even play for the 21s the other night, though. He didn't even play 20, 30 minutes for the 21s. So
I don't want to see him back in before he's got at least some sort of minutes under his belt.
Do you know what
gives him in the cup game and let him play that?
Bremner's
disrespectful there. I just mean to get him.
Bremner's ghost has just piped up. Jay Baggins can say what he likes. The show is a free speech friendly zone.
All opinions are welcome here, except Luke's.
Get a bit of stick to that, aren't you, Jay, for change?
Luke, he's like the conductor, isn't he? He riles.
That's what happens when you start sticking pins in club badge. Fucking.
And throwing eggs at Rad's office window when you're driving past.
Did you notice that Click got a bit of game time for the under-21s as well? So I'd like to think that that's kind of to get him prepped and ready for some kind of major role against Chelsea, perhaps.
And not for a transfer.
By potentially letting him get injured.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we've covered enough there. Well, what we'll do now, we'll move on to. Have you got a pen and paper, Carl?
I have.
Auto know better predictions.
Let's go straight into it for Chelsea. Smarty, hit me.
Fucking Jay Baggins, that's tickled me as that. I'm gonna go because of this Gilly's new fucking point structure. It's pretty much pointless. Anything but a Leeds winning it. So I'm gonna go 2-1 Leeds.
Right.
Carl, Jay, let's go with you.
At 2-0 Leeds.
2-0.
Good feeling.
Shared your optimism.
Got a good feeling.
Carl.
I'm gonna have to go 2-1 Leeds.
It's only a fucking game, boys. Let's be honest about these. At least these predictions.
I am being honest.
You think we'll win 2-1?
Yeah, I
do.
Really?
I think we'll get beat.
Would you rather I went back to doing fucking no predictions at all and just sitting here like a grumpy cunt? Like,
right, Carl,
you can't win, can you, mate? Oh, Carl.
Oh,
it's a family show.
Can't help himself.
That's my bad.
Okay, I'm going 1-1.
See, I was going to go 1-1, but I'm not really.
You do know that if now we do actually win,
I don't give a flying. We are not beating Chelsea. I hope we do.
No, we're not beating Chelsea.
I've got.
But I don't want to scupper my nice fat 5 points that I've gained over the last 2 weeks. Thank you. It took me about 13 games to get 2 points.
One from the fans. Alison, you went last week, so I'm going to take it from somebody else. Jay Michaels, 3-2 Leeds.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I love whatever Jay Michaels is smoking.
We've got some
advertisements.
Take your face for a shit. Get off us pod, you fucking pricks.
We've made it. We've got bots. We've made it, guys.
We've got what?
Carl said the trigger word and they all appeared.
Oh, that must be it.
Right,
Yeah,
a couple
that's
more
T-Bomb's
things to
my
talk
bad.
about. But before we do, just a quick message from our sponsors in the dulcet tones of Mr. Gilly.
CBD are a family company with a local shop feel and exist to continue to promote the obvious and immediate benefits of CBD products while keeping the cost to you, the consumer, as low as possible. You'll find multiple flavours available on our site, answers to frequently asked questions and suggestions on what is right for you, as well as a web form for you to get in touch. There's free delivery on orders over £50, and don't forget to use the AutoKnowBetter discount code of OKB10 for 10% discount of all products. Lastly, a portion of all profits will be donated to mental health charities.
What
Tell
does
you what.
mod needed mean? Go on, sorry.
Moderator means that. Well, I don't know. Jay'll know. He's into all this technical.
Does that mean
geeky
they can delete comments and stuff like that? Is that what?
Yeah.
we're doing?
Somebody just policing the comments.
I think we might get that sorted actually, because we've had that a couple of times now. What we'll try and do is maybe get that sorted at some time or another, but it'd probably take us another year. But who cares? Go on, Spy. What were you saying?
Followers though.
No, I was just going to comment on Gilly's dulcet tones, as you said. You could bloody talk a glass eye to sleep, that lad.
I tell you what, like,
You know what he really should
story
do?
times with Gilly, like.
Yeah, he should really start reading books live on YouTube.
All the dirty novels.
It'd be like the boring.
Good
the
evening
boring
and
priest
welcome
in
to
Father Ted.
Mr. Gray's Cupboard.
He should start doing classifieds now that BBC aren't doing them anymore. He should do his own YouTube show. Carlisle.
Definitely need a mod. Definitely need a mod.
Exeter.
Okay, we'll try and get that sorted. If somebody contact us through the pod DM and ask tell us how to do it, because we don't really know. DM us through the pod if you're interested in being a mod. If you're here all the time, Alison, Jay, I know you two are. So if you're interested, then please do it. Don't know how you do it, but we'll set it up. We'll get it set up. Wicked. Right, a couple more things to talk about. Academy Dreams. Anyone else seen that advert tonight going out?
No.
Not tonight.
Academy
I saw a clip of it last week, I think. Yeah,
so this is the first I've seen it. I've seen the first I've seen of it. It's Academy Dreams. Leeds United is an all-new 6-part docu-series coming to Prime UK and Ireland on September the 23rd, narrated by Vinnie
Irish.
Jones. I am really looking forward to that. First of all, just 'cause it's Vinnie Jones. Ideal. Love Vinnie Jones, but also everything around the academy. What do we expect to see? I mean, obviously it's going to be edited, so there's going to be bits and pieces that they're not going to show. But I'm assuming because it's been filmed from the 2021-22, his last season, there'll still be a bit of Bielsa in there, right?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
I just quite happily watch Sean McGurk shit up Lewis Bate on loop constantly. I hope that's in there.
That's like the Declan Rice one that when he was sleeping on the couch like that.
I ain't seen anything about it, so I couldn't tell you what I expect, to be honest.
Yeah, no,
Jay'll bring it up in conversation next pod.
Yeah, that's
Who did he scare?
Lewis Bate, Sean McGurk got.
Have you not seen
that?
that?
Got him twice, 2 or 3 times.
He's got him, yeah, the quality. Bate absolutely shits his pants.
Oh yeah, proper
proper screams and that. It's really funny.
I haven't seen it. Oh yeah, sorry. Get well soon, Vinny. He's worth noticing. He did have. Yeah, he's going through chemo at the moment. So yeah, get well soon, Vinny. From everyone.
I did see an interview with them there last week on, I think it was BBC or something, and apparently he's coming to the back end of that chemo treatment and stuff now. So
good stuff.
He was in flying form.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely. Academy Dreams, and so, yeah, but I mean, it's just obviously going to be a little bit of a behind the scenes. But just while we're on that note, and I know it was one of the poll options that didn't get picked, but I'm just going to do a quick whip round, a quick vote with Thorpe Arch being named in Bielsa's honour. Are we all happy with that? Do we all agree? And what else could we potentially have done differently, if anything at all, then Smarty?
Like I say, one of the options for Paul on it, but I don't know. I mean, Thorpe Arch was Wilco's brainchild, wasn't it? And I know that obviously Bielsa's evolved it and adapted it and made it into this absolute phenomenal training facility. But why not? It had to be one of them. I just hope that. I mean, going off a tangent slightly, I just hope that at some point in Wilco's remaining years that he's with us, that they actually do something about honouring him in the right way, because really he's the only one, out of our huge past figures and stuff that they've not really done anything for him. There's no, I mean, we've got no stands. We've got no stands left to name after him. We've got no training complex now to name after him. So maybe they can just buy Chippy across road and call it Wilco's or something. I don't know. But it needs doing. But I'm happy with Bielsa. I mean, there's an equal argument for Wilkinson.
I think the problem was that they were going to name it Wilkinson's, but they didn't want people turning up for like a shower robe and like some like some new taps.
For any Irish viewers, Wilkinson's is like a Poundland type job.
Yeah, it's on the lines, but yeah.
It's a bit better,
no, I mean, Jay, what are your thoughts on Bielsa? Do you think it's apt?
Yeah, I think it's decent. I'm not sure whether it's grand enough, but I don't really know what else they could do, to be fair, without
Maybe
going
we could just call
crazy.
Leeds Bielsa land.
Well, he's got a street in Trinity, hasn't he? So, what more does he want?
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. I think it's a decent move, but yeah, it does beg the question why there's nothing for Wilco. Will he ever get to see himself honoured by the club? Is the question, isn't it?
That'd be one of the biggest disgraces that the club could,
100%.
If they didn't do anything for him whilst he's still alive to actually see it and be appreciated by,
100%.
the fan base, that'd be just fucking unforgivable, really.
It was also the brainchild behind St George's Park, though, the England training camp, and they've still not recognised it. So he's brought a lot more to youth football than Leeds, shall we say. So, I mean,
Carl, what are your thoughts? Because you'll be putting up there with Dave Ockaday soon.
I don't think the training ground should be named after Bielsa. Sorry.
You don't?
No. Like Smarty said, it's Wilkinson's brainchild. We wouldn't have that place without Wilkinson. I know, Bielsa put a few beds in it and he did whatever, but let's be honest.
Beds in it? Fucking hell!
Do you know what? Do you know my?
Let's be honest. We wouldn't be there without Wilkinson. Not a fucking catch. We'd still be fucking training on Lowfields Road or up in the uni.
My argument to that, Carl, would be why would it be timely to name it Wilco now? Why not do that?
Because it should have been done years ago. It should have been years ago.
Correct.
So,
but given recent history,
makes no odds. Makes no odds. Should have been done.
It makes no odds that Bielsa changed this.
Give Bielsa something else. Give Bielsa something else around.
What would you give him?
Build something for the man. Do something.
Name
the new training ground for the youth system, the youths that they're going to have in Leeds City Centre. Name that after
nothing
Bielsa,
to do with that.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Marcelo Bielsa, park and ride.
Look, it's just my opinion. I think we should look to honour Wilkinson for what he did first.
I completely agree.
And then look to honour Bielsa.
I completely agree. But however, I also think in recent history, Bielsa has brought so much more to the city, not just the club, the city as a whole, the people, the belief, everything. It changed the attitude. It changed the attitude of more. He redesigned football pretty much for us as fans, didn't he?
I get that, but you're also forgetting that Wilkinson did the same thing for us. And what have we honoured him with? He did the same thing. Wilkinson did the same thing for us. Got us out of the second division. Got us up to the first division. That's not up to the current.
No,
I know it's not. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm saying that it's wrong that we haven't honoured him first.
No, I completely agree. As a club,
and I think we should do the training ground after Wilkinson and whatever redevelopments we have around the ground afterwards.
He redesigned that. He redesigned it. He got his wife, who's an architect, to come in and redesign it.
What did she redesign? I've been out at that training ground numerous times over 2 years.
Have you been there since it was redesigned by his wife?
Yeah, I've been out there, man. It's like I've been out there once or twice to watch youths and stuff like that, man.
Steady on.
He's got a badge. He's got a professional badge. He's all right.
No, but like he got them to open up the swimming pool and he got them to reopen this and that. Like there wasn't like. It shouldn't be Bielsa. I'm sorry, it shouldn't be. I love the man.
They've got a running track. They've levelled and fucking tiered some part of the training grounds. They've spruced it up a bit. They've give it a lick of paint. The
What
car
should we
park.
do for Bielsa then, Smarty? If not that,
So
There
it should have been named after Wilco. As
I-
much
I
as I
should we do
love
for Bielsa?
Bielsa,
There needs to
Yeah,
be
yeah, no, I
something
think there
more
should be someone else
significant
for
than redevelopments he did at a training ground.
I'm not
There should be
disagreeing. What I'm
something
saying,
way
what I'm
more
saying is,
significant.
what I'm agreeing. What I'm saying is, why would it be appropriate to rename it now under Wilco's name after the recent history in Bielsa's years?
Yeah, but if we're going to rename an anything after anybody, why not start where our history in like the 90s started, was with Wilkinson? Why not sort him out first and then sort out something for Bielsa when we've redeveloped something at the stadium, or we've done something where we can just go, people can come and they can have a statue beside the corner of the stadium or something.
I think it's completely appropriate that it's named after Bielsa, and I think I think we should maybe have a Wilkinson's wall or something like that, where something, just recognizing them as something in maybe whatever against a wall, and something that becomes part of the club, that's part of the history, not necessarily something that's recent history that's actually not that relevant to now, and certainly the last 3 or 4, 5 years. So yeah. Anyway,
before you finish, a cynic might say they've renamed the training ground after him because that don't cost anything.
again,
And they wanted to do
Negative
something for him
bastard.
now. That's what the cynic might say that. Not me. I'm just
you are
suggesting.
typical Leeds. dad,
Absolutely not, mate.
Oh, well, it's because
I don't know why that came on, but that was an accident.
Oh, brilliant.
It's always fun seeing Lampard cry, though. Anyway, last thing before we do go, we've got another competition running as of probably tomorrow, or maybe later tonight if I can be asked doing a tweet. Miss M. Render, part of the group who helped us get started with the graphics and stuff, has decided to donate a print giveaway. So very much like the most previous giveaway we had, which is a print, just a retweet. Follow us, follow her, and we'll pick a winner on next week's pod. I think that's everything, lads. Have we got any other business that anybody would like to discuss, share, or forever hold your peace?
I will just say, Tyler Adams, Baron Cross has put a tweet out. Tyler Adams was 16 the last time he played Chelsea, his New York debut, and he scored in a 4-2 win over Mourinho's side. So there's a good omen for you.
We'll take that.
Yeah. So
any ought to know bitters.
I was just going to say my little fucking get up and go there was a bit of an old art.
Right.
Ought to know better. With
Crack on.
I'm done. Like I was just saying, like that was like an art to know better, but you didn't do the
That's
old.
what you just tits on.
I'll give you an ought to know better. We've got this fucking pretend.
ought to know better. With Rach.
We've got this fucking
with
pretend
Rachel,
Italian here. This pretend Italian. He doesn't know anyone's name. He can't pronounce any of fucking clubs. He lets us all.
Don't even like spaghetti.
That's fucking blasphemy. That.
Sorry, mate. Just needed to
Thank you ever so much, everybody, for joining us. We will be back Sunday evening, and I think it's going to be Mr. J. Cartay and Mr. Smart Hay again.
Come on, the dream team.
After the game on Sunday. If anybody wants to get in touch, you know how to do it. Give us a shout through the pod inbox. Drop us a DM. Any queries, questions. It would be nice if somebody could share how to do this mod thing with us as well. That would be really kind.
Just Google it. That's the modern way. Make it up as you go along.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
doing it for
probably
2.5 years
now
now.
you've mentioned that Gilly's already read everything about it.
I'll give us a fucking half an hour lecturing, pissing group chat now after this.
He's already got bots doing it for us tonight. That's why we've had no more. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining us as ever. See you Sunday. See you next Tuesday.
Take care, everyone.